Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Imperator Invictus, Yaudheya, here on Lord Master Channel, in which we're about to make some changes to this republic, in which we have recently expanded into the lands of the Paravans, in which we've integrated them as well, because we need them, and we're going to be around for a long haul. And also, we've been contemplating about whether or not if we should convert to Buddhism. But after I've been thinking long and hard regarding all this, which again, most of the Buddhist territories are over there in the lands that we conquered. Keep that well in mind. Especially with getting those events where it involves, Buddhist teachers spreading their teachings over here. That's why I've not called upon the Omen on anything at the moment. I think we should wait until next term, because I'm a patient man. So now the Republic is currently ran by a Democrat, which now they've taken control, reasonable control for the first time in a while. But the oligarchs still dominate these affairs. Although we still need their approval to pass whatever we may need. Especially that we plan on going for the rights of nobility because there was this thing called well, anyways, it'll register the next month or so. Because there's this decision that we got to implement in the near future, which would benefit ourselves here in the short term. Look again. Because the grant rights to Kshatriya thing, it disappeared on me. But I think I managed. Because we're at civic level 6, which gives us the ability to enact the rights of nobility. For too long, we have remained undecided on the subject of the conflict between nobility and common folk. It is time we rejected arguments in favor of the commoners, who are ignorant enough to see our historical state fail. That's what we're going to do first. Don't implement aristocracy just yet. Not until we have a reasonable amount of stability, because I don't want to do it, sudden and swiftly. Because this was for national freedom and happiness, which we got plenty of those. Granting rights of nobility gives approval to the oligarchs, while lowering approval from traditionalists and Democrats. Especially that the country's ran by a Democrat, So, let's give it to it. Stability dropped to 50, but I kind of want to wait until we get back up to 60 as it was, especially with the political influence that's going to be spent if you do that. Well, actually no, you don't spend political influence, you just get a big stability drop while changing the aristocratic republic government form, but the only influence you'll be spending is new ideas. So it's just a little bit of a step towards aristocracy. Deny priests and senate is what you want. That's part of religious laws, as we have the country's same religion having as up. Denying priests and senate would actually cause the population conversion speed to increase, turning this land more Vedic, rather than live and let live. Yep, this is Parthia now. They've managed to reach the Phoenician Sea. Parthia are now the new masters of Ariana and Mesopotamia in Syria. Thrace has gone big. Way to go, Thrace. Don't typically see Thrace get that big. And Rome, obviously doing Roman things, going to Ilaria, and then into Epirus, which is now in Macedon. They're still around. One day, Carthage and Rome would like to have a word between them. But Carthage hasn't really done any much of the way of expansion towards the Iberian Peninsula. Instead, it's these people here that's become a major power. Autocratic monarchy. You know, the Teutoonian culture, which is a rather interesting one, because there is missions for them, if you were to play as them. Which is something I may have to think about in the very far future in Imperator Rome Invictus, and that is do a series in the Iberian Peninsula. Meanwhile, a boar has been seen within a few days of Rotak, suitable for a grand hunt. There would surely be a mighty display of royal grandeur and strength. Breaking down such a magnificent animal, only the strongest and savviest hunters are able to hunt such an animal without earning a wound. Is Bumitra one of them? Well, I could at least try. A high martial stat will be advantageous. The lower it is, higher the risk of being wounded or even dying. Well, in case if I die... Well, actually, no. The traditionalist is in the lead now. Because of succession support here. After the animal. Let's go get it. Disaster! Budimitra has valiantly fought the animal, and yet as soon as the animal was tracked down, it was clear that it outclassed all of our hunters, and to give barely anyone escaped their life. Our Maharaj will be buried with all honors. This is all part of the Yaudheya life. He just died. Oh man. That died while in office. On a boar hunt. How long did he serve that term? A year and 11 months. Damn. Uraka of India now rules. And he's got very high charisma. That's the reason why everybody says he should be the next one. Look at his charisma. He's 41 years old. He's the youngest we've had in a while. He is humble. He is prominent. Submissive though. And of course blood of Pandu. Knowing that family that he belongs to. This boy is going to become rich. And righteous. Build temple. And our stability dropped. See? That is the reason why I did not want to go through with aristocracy yet. But now, rest in peace, Budimitra was killed in a tragic hunting accident at the age of 67. So from now on, our new election day is September 2nd. It seems like the sun is shining down on the oligarchs, but they still have our approval, and so do Democrats, but us traditionalists, well, we have no approval from it. But we'll get some. One great temple in Madra. Well, as a new man here. Let's get ourselves a free province investment, if we can. has our ruler's life cut short. Unless you want to pay for it, which I'd be willing. Madra, you idiot. We're here. Well, there's room for that, actually. Build it. We gotta get the approval. Because I'm all about approval. I was a researcher before this. You're the only one who's qualified for it. Let's have this term be a prosperous term. All right, they have a dock. That's why they're building a boat here. I never gave it much thought about building another port, at least here, for this river side, while we have Yamuna and Ganga. Because the naval range isn't too great. We could barely make it through Patliputra. That's why Navy's not a priority, based on our geographical location. Do not implement this until we have, say, 60 some odd stability. I don't know what will happen during my term, but certainly someone else's down the line. Purohita, minor character. A reduction of cost of divine sacrifice would be nice. He's got the gout. We're gonna miss that man. He took our country to great heights. Governor of Gandhara. I don't put myself here on this favorite because it's notable for being very charismatic. There you go. Got your approval. be flogged for this. And I'll use that popularity to get more influence. Because we're going to need a lot of them. Because there will be a time we're going to need to do this. You fool! He's a truly dire advisor. People laugh openly at stories of his sheer inability to lead. Our enemies eye our lands hungrily. It is safe to say our people feel the most uneasy. He just needs time to adjust. Damn it, man! What are you doing? Farming settlement be built in Rajagriha. As I said, Buddhism will probably wait for a much longer time because we need innovations to get foundries next, which we'll get it in 2 years. Oh, actually, this one's sooner. And then after we get the foundry, I want you to go. I'm trying to remember. What was another thing? Integrated culture happiness would also be good for stability reasons. I'm just looking. Just do anything to get stability, because with lowered stability means population happiness goes down, and with lowered happy population means more instability potential, which is no good to nobody. I didn't see that. Long envied was Imperator was finally revealed his sacred orifice last night. Just stopped wanting more. Interesting. He's content, so he may be prominent, but sometimes he's not as prominent as some people would think. But him being a traditionalist makes sense. Yeah. Boy, I forgot. This thing you ought to pick up. I should go for that. Did reduce the cost to build more cities. Because if I was to build another city, I would put it here somewhere. Especially if it's adjacent to a major river. Like say here, if I had Panchaladam for myself. But unfortunately, this is not a place to be built at, because the grain. Actually, nearby river, adjacent to major river, but it would be suitable to be built this city to represent this half of the province that we control. It produces silk. It would be nice to get a few more. You haven't built this settlement building of any kind. Yeah, that's the place to be. Yeah. We'll think about that in the future. And since we picked that, the upgraded city will now cost 190, 150. It's a very small difference, but there will come a time. And if given a chance, if I get more splendor, I would most certainly pick mercenary armies. Because I fear in our future we have to rely on mercenaries more and more. Would love to build more academies. But first, get the foundries. And also it does increase a bit of national tax a bit. Fleeing the dreadful war of Samatata, a number of important dignitaries managed to escape to our lands, hoping to find refuge. Our advisors recommend against giving them asylum due to the fragile political circumstances in our region. Indeed, much favor could be gained with Samatata if we were to finish the job for them. You're well-rounded. Welcome, all of you. Granting them citizenship status would take a knock on my popularity, while oligarchs won't like it. There you go. Okay. Oh, that's the reason. Samatatan revolt. And he began to even encroach the lands over in Burma, right? Yes. Just this once. Spending the influence to investigate another city building slot and build foundries. Oh, I remember another thing now. Put that in planning mode for Christ's sake. You almost never do that. 1, 2, 3. That's what we're going for. Reduce the number of slaves needed for surplus. Another reason why I'm hesitant on converting to Buddhism. It's because the Vedic religion of ours, as we know, reduces the number of slaves needed for surplus. So it's a very small difference, but every little bit counts. The wealthier residents of Madras sent a formal petition on behalf of the entire province, complaining about the harsh ways of the governor, Mangura. It seems that the taxation policy is causing quite a furor amongst landowners, who are having to work the slaves to the bone in order to meet tax quotas. It is certainly unusual for our subjects to complain in such a manner. Perhaps we ought to consider the arguments carefully. Oh, just remove this miser. Man had his day. You'll do. Well, you're a bit corrupt, but deceitful, though. Both with sanctioned privileges, we cannot put that down. 1 second. Three. And building foundries is actually base resource production plus 1. Ah, no wonder why there's a lack of slaves, because they were leaning more towards nobles. Although we're currently investing, please be patient, people. Especially that most of you are Buddhists rather than Vedic. All we need is 2 more innovations, and then you get this. Because every little bit helps. Let's get ourselves some foundries. Ivasanabate. Every 14 slave pop. I don't even know if there is even enough of them. Plus, we need the money to even move them. But every little bit helps. Oh, you. Who are you assassinating? What? Near death. Dananan, you were one of the good ones. We're going to miss you. The Buddhists of Naka. Though the Buddhists living in Naka, Trigata, have been mostly peaceful in their interactions with the other people living in the city, we've seen the rise of minor conflicts between the different groups. Though we usually try to inspire tolerance and agreement between our people, even those of different faiths, maybe it's try to convince these Buddhists to turn to our faith and assimilate better with our people. Then again, if we do not show compassion and tolerance ourselves, how can we expect it of others? Yeah, loyalty to Regatta's been going down as of late again. Because new policies. Especially you got the slow governor. So leave them be. They do not harm anyone. Yet. Now listen. You may be a tad bit corrupt, but I'm gonna give you this. And I want you to bring it back to harsh treatment. All the way. At least the people in Nokar will cooperate now. Okay. was just reading some things. That's why I haven't paid much attention to what I'm seeing directly in front of me. Oh, I have inflammation. We don't need for gold. Get stability back up, please. We don't want to see any more unhappy pops. That may, you know, cause issues in the long run. I'm also trying to raise money so we can move some slaves around. And maybe perhaps, if we're lucky from this, get a free innovation to get this, and then wait a few years and we'll get that. Oh yeah, that thing, we have to put that in planning as well. Oh, actually there's one problem. That's for tribes. National population must be. Those are the ones you should care about. Population promotions. Foundries are built, so there we go. We got 2. So all I need is 14 slaves over here, which we currently have 6. Move a couple, then you got them. Dhananand, we'll miss you, man. And he was the friend of Ashok, which I was doing, by the way, relations wise. Keep it low and they'll never integrate us. He's doing healthy right now. Ugh. Not a lot of good choices here. Not a lot of people with zeal these days. That's what you're all lacking of these days. Lung disease. Nobody's bothered to treat it. Just reading a few things at the moment. Oh crap. Chanakya, in his civic capacity, informs us that an opportunity has arisen. One of our most valued temples are in dire need of renovation. With enough investment, the building could become a shining beacon of our benevolence and architectural prowess. Sure, this opportunity is too great to miss. Just over here. It'll make me popular. Permanently. 100 gold. Release the funds. And in addition, more stability. get one more stability increase related event, then I will enshrine aristocracy. What the? The Mauryan ruler has died, sending the Mauryan Empire into disarray. Internally, many prominent nobles vie for control of the main state. These scheming princes are causing great division amongst our unified people. It is clear that the mighty Mauryan Empire, which once controlled nearly all of India, is now on the verge of a dramatic collapse. Who could have foreseen such a thing happening? Even now, many of our enemies prepare their armies. Very interesting. Countries that border Moria will gain access to the Mauryan Collapse War Goal, which has reduced conquest cost. Maharaj Sanpati, the Dravidian regional power Andhra, has declared war on Maurya. Now wants help. Maurya, Simpa, Yaudheya, Mahisamandara, Pallada, and Arcosia have all rallied together to defend in this war. Mauryan Collapse is the war goal. That didn't take long. What the hell happened to Ashoka? Did he die in a hunting accident? And also this means Mauryan decline, which is what it does. After the deaths of the great Chandragupta and Ashoka, the empire they had built entered a period of significant decline. Which means population capacity goes up, but increased wages, corruption, while reduced levy size multiplier. Interestingly, look at us. We have a higher military tech than Maurya, because we invest in libraries, we care for our nobles and citizens. So, in a way, we are the most advanced state of the subcontinent. Basically, we are without equal. We invested very good. But Andhra is alone in this fight, unless it has allies. 1. Pandya, which they did drag themselves into a major war, and to Mauryan collapse, which means declare an offensive war, now carve up to, so which means this southern half is definitely going to change hands. There'll be some back and forth here and there, but they will not reach Yaudheya. Do not worry yourself, just continue to concern about our own, and as well as reforming our republic. This is a new era in our history, and who the hell are you? Oxydracu Rebellion. Now there's a provincial rebellion as well, and that's actually in our neck of the woods. I wouldn't be alarmed just yet. Perhaps Arcosia and the Mauryan forces in Gandhara will take care of it. Gandhara is larger. We don't have a great martial oriented ruler yet. So the next one that will be elected later is better, but has inflammation and epileptic. I can't seek your treatment. Sorry. Actually, we are not at war with their provincial rebellion, so we're fine. I'm not going to raise levies to support this war against Andhra and Pandya. Actually, Pandya is not part of this. Alright. We get to invest. Invest in what is the question. perhaps more court of laws for their loyalty? Because that's something that is sorely lacking around here. Just every little bit helps to slow them down. And it appears it's the nobles that's contributing to the most of the rest. To appeal to the nobles, you got to have, let's say, what do nobles like? These are desired ratios. I don't think there's a single building that appeals to noble happiness unless you import some things that they like. Well, then do it for Madra. We'll build a court of laws there. Do not forget to move slaves. Too bad I can't break out of it as you're committed to a war. Dice went away. That was for noble happiness. Crud. Cold. Oh, I didn't notice. What can we build? Remember, your capital is always loyal, so you don't have to worry. Perhaps that. More imports would be excellent. Rebels. Another Buddhist teacher has come to convert some of our populace in Trigata. But let's be reminded right now. Again, 28% is Buddhist. Now, has increased slightly. You can proclaim theocratic republic, which, why on earth would you want to do that? More interested in aristocratic. Pandya, too, decided to declare a separate war against Moya. Though they're not bordered, but they do want a piece of the action. Who else is next? Who are they? Oh, it's a provincial rebellion. I was about to say, is Bactria going to take part of this? Or is Parthia too? Because I'm a bit afraid of, you know, what is to come. Oh, what if Samatata, you know, once they deal with their little civil war, which will come to an end very soon, they're going to want to gang up on them as well. That's why I'm starting to become a bit concerned that we need to get out of this. Like, once those storms settle, we need to get out of Mauryan influence. Get out of this, be a regional power, all that. For the national citizen happiness everywhere. That will definitely help us out. Oxidrak here. Which is of the Yaudheya culture. Barbarians. The traditionalists will remain in power for the time being. He's a very corrupt individual. He's made himself quite a fortune. He's not going to be particularly well liked. Build court of laws. Well, we gotta get rid of him now. Actually, no. Actually, yes. They were assaulting. They weren't content of just sitting there. They assaulted. They're gonna pay for that. Get down here and deal with them. Our city's been barbarized. Murder. Looks like he gets his last laugh. I'll just... well, let's all consider him guilty. But we're not going to put him on trial or sentence him. He had lived his life. He decided to take out one of his rivals that he knew for a long time. That was it. Nefarious tendencies. Young man, you have the job. It's a miracle that I recovered right before I left this office. The oligarchs are in control. Now, please, seek treatment. God, none of you people are good at your craft except for the, you know, the ones who know how to do it. Morale of armies up, just in case. Because priorities of defense has become too great now. Stop those barbarians. Okay, summer morns will be taking care of the provincial rebels. There you are. To Marshall. Get them. Took up without a single human loss. Position yourself in Noka. Oh, I was about to say, you wish you want to break out of Moria? There's actually only one option. But you have to be at peace for this. Which would largely be a defensive war. And you've invested heavily on fortifications. And fort defense. And dealing with how many out there? Going to remain in poor health for the time being. Because I'm an old man, got nothing left in me anymore. Zatavahana, a new state has broken out, and they too want to get a piece of Moria. Everybody wants to destroy Moria. Samatata, they too, I told you! Who else wants to gang up on Moria? Kalinga? Bactria? White piece of Pandya, because, you know, they're not bordered between them, so makes sense. Statement. The beautiful temple of the territories. Lara sadly collapsed. A minor architectural incident. If we wished, we could invest a little money in restoring it. Restore it, please. If we see enemies on our territorial borders. So basically my plan is, let's just watch Moria begin to collapse on everything. Because it seems that everybody wants, as I said, everybody wants a piece of Moria, and they're gonna get it. Is Bactria next? Gandhara, perhaps? It's just, I only care about if they keep away from my territories. We may not have good generals, good rulers, good governors and all that, but damn it, do not count us out. Hell, what if they gave me the choice to join in on the collapse? Addressing the good people Yaudheya this morning on a matter of little importance, found himself at a complete loss for words. If Maharaj Sanapati Manguru were to intervene, he would surely earn the undying gratitude of whatever. Would such public display of bipartisan camaraderie would likely cause for concern. Help him out. Give him this position for once. God dog it, because, you know, this whole thing. And we need more stability. So I could pass to embrace aristocracy. If I only had more votes to the Senate, I would love to be a dictator. Knowing that what our country is, might as well be the ancient equivalent of a generalismo. In fact, that's what a Maharaja Senapati basically is. Tiny bit of stability gain. They took their capital, but they're going to occupy more territory now. Overwork at the age of 81. You lived a long life. Most of the old generation is now gone. Now some of the new ones and those who have not been employed before all have lowered statesmanship. In other words, people who don't know how to run their offices right. But what can I do for you? What talent do you qualify? Place it with this. He was the governor of Gampara. I don't care how good or not you are at governing, we just want somebody with a decent martial skill. Uncaring. Perhaps we'll care. We should cooperate. Because I don't want you to take away the manpower wherever you're going. to the summit at front. It's amazing that they're capable of trying to... Actually, they've been beaten. The Mauryan levies. One of which of their levies is that their leaders disloyal. I just want to befriend you, simply just to stop you from going somewhere. Alright, we should implement this. Just wait until friendship is official. Spurn. Okay, fine. I'll bribe you then. Damn it. Stop going over there. I don't want you there. Get back to your post. Okay. Now. This is gonna hurt the approval of traditionalists. This is gonna be a big drop of stability, but it'll be worth it. Wait 1 second. Loyalty's back. This is what I need for you. Build another court of law. Import. The reservoirs to be built in future. That's what I envision. See if we can get lucky one more time. So, we're on a phase of please wait, don't do it yet. See if we can get more influence. Just a little bit. Every little bit helps, you know. I mean, nobody's going to be touching this republic if anyone dares. Okay, Andra's war's over. Moria wins. So, they're still in the game. Armenian-Persian War. Well, as far as we could tell, the Seleucids are now gone for good. Persis has been integrated into Parthia, I believe. So yeah, there's a new power in town. Let's be reminded. Oligarchs are in charge. But traditionalists... Nope, Democrat could be the next. Free claim for Kuru, parts of Kuru. Future reference. Flog you. Stop that. Won't matter. That province is going to be a goner, and it'll be going to Moria. Or someone else by that time. In regards to provincial rebellions. That's what I like to see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see what just popped up? We lost land. The Greco-Indians have moved in. We just lost territory. You've left us a punch and none of them. Ninda is lost to us. We're still feudatory of Moria, but everything that we tried to invest in, well, it's lost to us now. But we still have no Ka. Okay, so we lost some of the trade goods that the Morians used to possess, but that's no longer the case. Anything else? That you may need? Some glass would be nice for civilization. Base metals for light infantry offense, since our light infantry is pretty good. Just a complement of our archers and such. Few elephant stone hurts. This is changing times. Our stability is still there, which I think we can implement that now. So yeah, Greco-Indians now. And they're all at war with Moria, with these new entities. And they're all allied to each other. A Greco-Indian League, so to speak. But they're not at war with us. No, we should be alright. Even I sometimes wish that I want to break out of it too. But I don't think there's a way to do that. is to say, get me out of here. So, the world's changing, and so are we. The ability to rule clearly runs in the family. Whilst democracy serves as well, perhaps we might ensure that the plebeian masses are prevented from interfering in government. So, let's do that. Stability drop down to 40, and we will quickly implement 2. There it is. 1 for the morale of armies. Martial advance has to be up to 8. That's going to be a few more decades ahead. So we ought to go for conscription. Oratory ideas. Let me see. You are, well, I don't think it's concerned anymore regarding innovations anymore. But I still want reduced corruption. Thus we have increased loyalty of characters and national freedom and happiness. You can go back to oligarchy if you want, but unlikely at this point. We'll also reuse the remaining political influence to perform divine sacrifice. Get you in. Right, just pull back to here. Actually, no, stay in Oka. Yeah. You may be at war with my overlord, but I'm willing to give you access. 'Cause I'm nice. We briefly had a bad research ratio due to these changes, so yeah, they just dropped because we lost our integrated culture, where they mostly thrived in. But they're all Hellenics. Okay. Indo-Greek heritages. Lowered population assimilation. Increased unintegrated culture group happiness. Spearman discipline up. The rise of the Indo-Greeks, also known to their neighbors as the Yavana Rajya, came in the tumultuous era of growing decline. Many small Indo-Greek kings were able to establish themselves as rulers over a mixed population of Greeks and native Indians. As I said, it's a changing subcontinent, and the Republic had to change too. Because now, under our administration, we now have a co-ruler, Maharaj Senapati, and a co-archon, or in this case, co-Maharaj Senapati, or Senapati, whatever it might sound suitable. Grant rights, etc. is there. Too far. So now, in this case, we could forget about this. Maybe perhaps don't want to come over here. One day, we've got to go to Takshila. Despite the war in decline, I don't think they're going to go away anytime soon. But now the Indo-Greeks want some of that for themselves. in which even I would have to admit that, well, whatever issue that may come for it, we'll deal with it. Aracosia is no longer an ally to Moria until after this issue is over, because I would have to say that they've been disconnected. We're the only subject left to them, but it's only a matter of time before you lose me too. Okay? You're the sick man of Bharadvaja, you know, as far as we're concerned. Because we gotta learn to adapt. And failure to adapt can lead to some undesirable things, including parts of the Indus. Look, Indo-Greek pops are growing, spreading like wildfire, spreading Hellenism. So yeah, you could forget about Buddhism now. Your main priority is what to do with an uncertain future that you now have. Moria is largely on its own. Sogdiana, that is a provincial rebellion. Okay, they took Sogdiana back. Is Bactria. Hey, if you guys manage to take this for yourself, maybe. You never know. I mean, at least there's this opportunity now. If we were ever to be free from Morian clutches, then we could start fighting against these Greco-Indians and fight for my rights and all that. But in the meantime, continue to make investments. So we can no longer invest in Madra anymore. Hope they take good care of it while we're away, plotting. How about an academy? Because having 10 academy buildings for each of these cities would be interesting in a way. And in the meantime, I want you to invest to get another city building slot. Have an academy there, an academy there. Every little bit helps. Again, despite all this, Moria is still going strong. They're not being overwhelmed. They're actually taking a fight to them. Peace. Satavahana still retains a large portion of land, but they lost a small strip of it, which is part of that is part of modern day Gujarat. So they retain that. That's very low. It's only a matter of time before they'll be at peace. And there might be a Morian civil war coming, which I fear I would be part of that too. Hell, if they manage to end this war before, maybe we should break out and do it before civil war begins. Depends on the situation over their front line. Of how that's looking. Because a countrywide civil war is something that I'm a bit, timid of. Governor of Advanti? Oh, that's a big one. That's next door. Governor of that's oh, geez, that's all next door. Those are the areas that are going to rebel. This large part here and here is going to be a hot spot for rebellion, and I'll be next door. Please end this war right now. Unless, even though I have a dungeon. Like, can we call for a separate peace? Like, get out of this, even though I can't do it. Because there's a war score. He's doing a separate peace while, Overlord says no and all that. And don't forget, you'll be facing their allies as well, and rebellion and all that. We do have the manpower, but the money, however. Please, stop this. 7 months. Six months. Oh no, not a man with no marshal. This is not the kind of man that would want to lead a country to victory. Jiminy Christmas. But he's a hell of a speaker, I can tell you that. And we're still trying to recover from the instability. So at least now they're turning their attention to the Greco-Indians now. An uphill battle. Our current Maharaja Senapati Mangura represents the interests of the expansionist faction within the oligarchs and has proposed a number of key reforms to army mustering and military supply. They derive from a wide range of experiences and evidence provided by a number of retired generals, and according to Mangura, the efficiency of our recruitment process will be greatly improved, not to mention the advantages to be gained on campaign. However, Korakan has other ideas, arguing that the cost of such reforms far outweighed any potential benefits, and the state funds should instead be directed to his proposals for renovating several key temples and expanding the priesthood. Without the support of Korakan, Mangura will be hard-pressed to pass the bill through the Senate without dividing the government. What advent chain? It's probably going to last long. Because of our future, reforms armor mustering military supply. As far as I'm concerned, our manpower is good. And supply limit isn't an issue because we're mostly limited to our own home territories anyway. So I'll just say, nothing is ever easy, is it? Maharaj Senapati will attempt to placate the Korrigan by making concessions from their agenda. I want you to stay loyal to us during this time of crisis. In an attempt to find common ground, Maharaj Sanapati, Angora and Korrigan Samprati have been discussing additions to the bill that would be more palatable to the Korrigan supporters. Samprati suggested some of the military spending be diverted to fund a pet project that would aim to fund the education and living costs of young recruits to the priesthood. The changes will cost slightly more than the previously proposed bill, and it may upset our generals and the more staunch proponents of the military. Well, my term's coming to an end anyhow. So, this will have to do. Warriors getting defeated out there. 3-11. Stop! Peace. You know you've got Warrior troops in there. Do you want to break out now? Risk everything? Because this isn't more in a decline. This is something else. And you've got, army troops of various qualities out there. And your best one out there is the current governor. Who, I may ask, is the only one that's most qualified. While the man who's about to lead has no skills whatsoever. In fact, he's the Democrat Party leader. That's one of the benefits of having someone like him as a co-ruler. It's just like a monarchy, where instead of a spouse to give you the benefits, these will have it too. Remember, Mori is at war with the Greco-Indian states. And there's about to be a civil war in 5 months' time. If you break out now, you're not only fighting your former overlord, you would also, I don't know, you might be also fighting against the, those perpetual rebels as well. All part of the Mauryan decline. So what's the idea? Break out of this country before it all goes to hell? And the only benefit for us is this would help us, finish our missions and begin our series of conquests against the areas that we've long coveted for. Even if we have to take it all the way to Texila. And to have the decisions of whether or not if we should fight for our rights or form a Pajananga League. So that's what we see in this future. But remember, stability is going to drop again. That's something we have to contemplate about. But the most fortunate thing about all this, because this would be which again, if you dare to do this, declaring war with someone of great relations, which means you'd be facing with all of them. You're not just facing Moria, but you're also facing, Jesus Christ. What's better? Independence or this mission, because if you do that mission, I mean, it takes 30 days to complete. I mean, that's one thing, but you would also be declaring war against their allies, and that means you have a war goal, which means you got to take this, which would in turn you'd be fighting against the Mauryan revolt, which largely is going to come from over there, and we do have to fight them as well, and keep them away from our borders while we hold the objective for the time being. And of course, once it's all said and done, perhaps we could try to find common ground with these people. Like improve relations with some, not all, some. Get ahead of this. Just looking based on population size, like who would be the one that would be most amenable? Yes, I know too many relations and such, but still. Gandhar would obviously be in for it, if that time would come. Bactria, no, and plus they're in the middle of a war with whatever's left of the Persian revolt. But I don't want to get dragged into something that's of Parthian interest. So that's something we ought to worry about in the future. Parthia. Arachosia, the former satrapy of Mora, would also be a good addition. Again, just thinking about the future of who you should ally with during the time when relations break down. And remember, there's some we don't have contact with, but when you become a regional power, which you do have the territories for, you do increase diplomatic range. Something you ought to consider. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to cut this episode short because this is something that requires a whole lot of thinking of what the future of the Yaudheyan Republic should be, because I'm feeling that if I stay with Mori any longer, I'm never going to get out of this, and I'd be forced to fight wars that I may lose territories over. And the best way to ensure our future is to get out of this while you can, before we turn our attention to the Indus again, by taking all of this, the fight against the Avanas, while we watch Moria collapse, if anybody wants to get another crack at them. Because the vision that I envision, the vision that I see is that I would be the master of the Indus, but have no intention to go deep into the heart of India itself by going to places like Patliputra. No attention for that. Just follow the mission and complete it. To go either this way or that way. It's just chaos, man. It was a chaotic episode, but it's gonna get more chaotic in the next episode. Hope you people tune in for that. But until then, so long for now.